So
No time for intros. Aaron, go.
so a little bit later in the show, we're gonna have Chad on to talk about his game this week against his rival Middendorf. Chad's got a lot of rivals. Jason, you're one. Shane's one. Middendorf, clearly a rival. Nobody has as many rivals as Chad. Now, Jason, you're clearly a heel. You're like a mix between Jerry Lawler and The Miz. I guess that makes Chad a face. The only way Chad's a face is if he's like a Cena or Hogan where he plays a face, but all the smart fans boo him. Like
Perfect.
I'm gonna do the whole league. Okay,
Yeah, do
so
it. Do it. I'm not a big WWE guy, but I'm most looking forward to Jay's reaction. I want to see how you label each team. Go.
yeah, here we go. So like Chris and Jeff, they're like the bushwhackers. They're bumbling and lovable. Mendenhall, he's a heel. He's the $1 million man. Ted DiBiase, everybody's got a price. He's ready to wheel and deal. Shane's a face, but he's gonna be some kind of paragon. Like he's Sting. He's Sting. He's something out of a comic book. Josh is a heel for sure. He would be the genius Leaping Lanny Poffo, but he never won any titles. So I got to go with Ric Flair, even with all of Josh's stupid charts. Brandon's a face. Brandon's Bret the Hitman Hart. He's got all the tools and talent, but he couldn't quite get over. Also, not a lot of people know this, but they're both Canadian, both Bret and Brandon.
Oh wow.
Jay's a face. Jay's kind of a he's low key. He just lays waste though. Jay's the Undertaker. Jay's got all the victories.
I
Jay's
think
the
he's
Undertaker.
gonna like it. I think he's gonna like it.
Yeah. Middendorf's a heel for sure. Brock Lesnar used to really be something, not so involved anymore. Just shows up for a pay-per-view or two every year. That's about all we're getting now. Jeremy's a heel. He's the big boss man. He'll make you serve hard time, but nobody thinks of him as like a serious threat for the title. That leaves me heel, but more like a smart ass, mischievous one. I'm gonna Shawn Michaels, Roddy Piper. That's probably where we're at.
I hope that our producer had the TikTok camera running because that was solid gold.
We're rolling.
And I think that it's gonna be really, really good. Let's make sure we're recording. Okay, good. We're recording. Good.
Good. Thank goodness. Want to recap last week?
Not really, but I think we should.
Good. I'm sorry. I forget. I'm on a high. I'm on a Cobra high.
Yeah.
You're on a
Makes
karate
sense.
low. So recap. First game. Chris defeated Josh 3 points, 92-89.
Man.
Did you watch the game Sunday night?
Yes, I did. It was a
Yeah.
story of CeeDee Lamb for that game because the
CeeDee
drop,
Lamb.
I'm
Yeah.
sure, absolutely. I imagine Josh watching that game and seeing that drop and not knowing what to do with himself as a Cowboys fan.
Yeah.
But then do you think Josh handled the losing catch being such a victory for the Cowboys?
Well, I don't think Josh cared that the Cowboys won. I think Josh was mad that Josh lost.
Okay.
I mean, that's how we are, right? This is what we care about.
Yeah, I don't
We're
really
lunatic.
have an NFL team I root for. I just root for my guys and have since, 1987 when I started following fantasy football with my dad. So, yeah, fantastic. Okay.
So Aaron defeated Jeff by 25 points, 91-66. Aaron's defense, the Cobra defense, we're off to a pretty good start. We are holding people down. 66 points. The offense is still catching up here. What's wrong with Mahomes?
I don't know. If you would have told me what was more likely, that Jeff would score 66 points or that as a whole team or Mahomes would score 66 points, I would have said that Mahomes would score more than 66 points.
Yeah, way more likely.
I just don't think they have the skill players anymore. I really do think that Tyreek matters that much and opens up the field for everyone else.
Yeah, Tyreek. That's what I have in my notes. Is Tyreek the difference? So Dolphins are 3-0, maybe.
Did you see that? Did you see that tweet that showed how mad Pat Mahomes was that CEH didn't take the right hole on a cutback? It was just like, I don't think they have any of the skill players that they need to execute well with Pat Mahomes. I mean,
they're fighting with coaches.
Yeah, as good as Kelsey's been, one of these days he's going to hit that tight end wall, and I don't know who's going to take it because Pitts, as much as everyone wants him to be great, still hasn't had very many catches.
Yeah, it's like we just keep anointing him, but he just still hasn't quite done it yet.
For sure.
Yeah. Shane defeats Jay by 24, 127-103. Defending champs, 1-2. Vipers are tied for the second highest score of the week, but then they lost. That's a tough beat.
Yeah, I always like to see if it would have been a tie. Like, it would have been great if Jay would have played the Hellhounds. Ties are fantastic. But I got to say, the Sweat Sox get the win, move to 3-0, and had the high point total for the week. Josh Allen with over 53 points every week and 10 touchdowns. That guy is a beast.
He's unbelievable. Well, both Hurts and Allen both got 54 this week.
That's great.
So real duel.
Yeah, great game.
Between the quarterbacks
great
there.
Game.
That's what we like to see.
Yeah.
We had a chance for a real burner with Saquon going against Zeke on Monday night, but Shane was so far ahead, it didn't really matter what Zeke did. He needed a miracle. The miracle never came.
Yeah.
Hellhounds beat the Rompers by 14, 103-89. John rebounded nicely, tied for second highest score this week.
His rookies look great. Pierce and London, it looked fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean,
he's got to feel great about London. London's been a solid start all 3 weeks so far.
Yeah, he looks really good. I mean, his catches have been 5, 8, and 3 with touchdowns in week 2 and 3. Yeah. I mean, looks fantastic.
Yeah, not playing like a rookie.
No.
Chad benched Mr. Tom Brady TB24 for Carson Wentz. I feel like starting Carson Wentz, it's like letting a stray feral cat into your house. Might be cute and cuddly, but eventually it's just going to shit in your bed and scratch your eyes out. So welcome to the Carson Wentz experience, Chad. Put a real quarterback back in your lineup. Come on, man.
Oh, my goodness. For the sake of Justin Jefferson and his career, I think that every league owner should try to send a trade offer for Justin Jefferson. I just don't want to see Justin Jefferson go the way that Tom Brady's gone. I mean, you can't get a victory in our league if you're on Chad's team. So
it's rough. It's a hard time.
Maybe we'll ask about that when he comes on later in the show.
That is a good call. Good call. Write that down. Pharisees dump Sir Dudeness by 25, 90-65. Lamar Jackson is playing like he wants that money.
God, he's been incredible. Let's see, total TDs for him.
Yeah.
12. He has scored 38, 67, and 59 in his first 3 weeks. He's playing like he's playing for his contract.
He's got a great agent, as you mentioned. Jeremy was down 50 heading into Sunday night. Jeremy had Russell Wilson, Javonte Williams, and George Kittle. These were, somewhat coveted fantasy assets. It felt like 50 points was in range. Boy, no, they weren't in range. 25. He got 25 out of those 3 guys.
Javonte Williams and Kyle Pitts need to be on the team of players that everybody wants to be awesome, but they aren't.
Yes, the pre-anointed.
Yeah.
Now we gotta pull the Band-Aid off. Final game of the week. Brandon defeats Jason by 7, 97-90. First Karate Kid loss of the season. No high score for Jason this week. Didn't even outscore the Cobras.
No, I just got to say congratulations to Brandon Whiteside and his team. Even though Tyreek scored 3.3 points, he just had a really good week up and down the board. Wasn't the best week for the Karate Kid. Feels like he might have a black eye a little bit, but nothing, a little bit of healing that Mr. Miyagi can't bring this week. And we'll see what happens in the weeks to come.
Do you think should Herbert have rested or was playing him? Is he just too much? The competitor, get out there.
God, just sit him. What are you doing? Like, let him rest. Especially, why is he out there in the third and fourth quarter?
Fourth quarter, the
game was over. From what I understand, didn't really watch much of the games this Sunday. I was on the golf course, but
your assistant filled you in that there were some really great moments, though.
Yeah, that's right. I guess that's what Twitter and SVP are for.
Yes. Trevor Lawrence really coming on for Brandon. Is he the number 1 quarterback you'd want to build around right now? Where would you put him?
Well, he's for sure not 1 or 2. That's Mahomes and Herbert, and we're going to be talking about that in just a second with the week up match coming up with Jeff and I. But right now, where would you put Lawrence between he and Tua? Would you say where would you put him?
He's way ahead of Tua to me.
Okay.
Tua is great. He's in a great situation, but boy, Lawrence is looking like everything he was supposed to be.
I don't know how old Josh Allen is, but that maybe your final 4 right now would be Pat, Herbert, Josh, and maybe Lawrence. You said that Brandon should have chosen Lawrence and Kirk, and it was the right call. So my ask for you is to every week, would you please tell my opponent who they should play? And then they will not really know what to do. It might reverse jinx them every week, and we'll see what happens.
I cannot make a promise like that. We may need to add a new segment to the show.
Okay.
I'm going to put that in the agenda.
Okay.
Let's. You want to talk about next week yet, or you like to talk about the picks?
Yeah, I think we didn't talk about the pools. I forgot to make my picks this week. It just was a rough week for the Karate Kid. But I want to make sure everyone knows that the Cobras and Ghosts have a 1-game lead on the Vipers and the Pharisees, who have a 1-game lead on Brandon and the Rhinos. And so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 teams within 2 picks. And I can't wait to see what happens this week.
Yeah, it's so exciting.
I love the picks contest, and I'm so sad to be out of it after week 3.
Well, everybody forgets at least 1 week, so just keep.
No, they don't. Brad Moore would go through at the beginning of every season and pick the home team for every single game all year long. Does anybody remember that but me?
I do that sometimes.
Oh, okay.
It's not a bad idea.
Know that. Really smart.
Yeah.
Good idea.
Yeah. Okay. Let's look at next week. So first game up to bat, Jay versus Chris. Okay. Both of these guys are 1 and 2. I think they're in way different classes. Jay's averaging 25 more points a game than Chris. That's a ton of points, 25 per game. I like Jay to win by 8, carried by Hurts and Taylor.
I'm taking Jay to win and cover the spread. I think Jay wins by 20. The only thing good about Chris's team is that he has wide receivers named Debo and CD.
That's pretty bad. Bad A.
Yeah.
Can I cuss on here? I don't know.
Yes. Yeah, you can cuss. You can cuss. YouTube, bleeps it out.
Oh, perfect. Next game, division leading Cobras versus the Hellhounds. Now, we're going to know this whole game after Thursday night. Bengals versus Dolphins Thursday night. I hate having the guys on a short week. I don't think it's going to matter. I think I'm going to put a pretty good score this week, break 100 for the first time, win by 20.
Yeah, Kirk Cousins at Sunday morning at 9 a.m. in London. Yeah. He's got his first 2 players playing Sunday at 9:30 a.m. You've got 4 players going Thursday night. You're going to be super engaged on Thursday night. I think the white ice uniforms with Joe Burrow on a more rested week than the Miami. I think Miami's going to be sluggish in this game. So I think Joe, this is the week when you're going to feel good about having, 60% of your team on the Bengals.
Now we know what happens to Kirk Cousins in primetime games. What happens to him when he's on another continent?
Maybe this is his week. Maybe this is when he shines.
He's like, I've just been waiting to play at 4 a.m.
Right.
Whatever. Exactly. I don't know what time kickoff is. It's early.
Yeah.
Next game, Jeff versus Jason. Mahomes versus Herbert. This is a fun battle.
Great matchup.
Yeah. I think you've got it. I think you're going to win by 3. I think it's going to be real tight heading into Monday night, and then Cooper Kupp gives you just enough. Daniel San comes through.
It's always kind of excruciating to have a game play out over Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, to have your players play over a 5-day period. It's just incredible to just have that long of a wait. I think I win, but don't cover. I think it's going to be close. Austin Eckler does not have a touchdown yet this season, and I think that he will get in the end zone. I just hope it's a pass and not a run. But I think that I like my team, and I think Tampa Bay's defense is really good. I think Pat Mahomes isn't going to score 50 points. So I think I'm going to win, but not cover.
Eckler, they're not even using him in the red zone as much anymore. They're rotating 3 guys around. So
yeah,
I feel like the touchdowns are coming, but I don't know where they're coming from.
Yeah.
It's a weird team out there.
Yeah, for sure.
Josh versus Jeremy. I like Josh to win by about 8. I think Jeremy's going to have a shot at a comeback on Sunday night with Kittle and Gay, but I just think he's going to fall short. Jeremy just keeps stepping on the banana peel.
Yeah, at 0-3, his quarterbacks being Wilson, Ryan, and Mariota and Watson. I think that he's an early leader for, not necessarily being someone who's is going to be in the toilet bowl. I hate to say that. He's such a good guy. Who is he on your wrestling scale?
I'm not going to scroll all the way back up to my notes, Jason. We'll never get back to track.
It was.
No, Jeremy was the big boss man, right? You'll be serving hard time. Is this the curse of? Is this because he drafted He drafted a rapist. He's 0-3.
I think
Is
that's
that
what it is. I think
what's
until he
happening?
either drops or trades Deshaun Watson,
Yes.
being a man of the cloth and having Watson on your team,
Yeah,
it's why John Middendorf dropped him over the season.
that's true.
And Middendorf right now is 1-2, so one more win than Carr.
I think Deshaun Watson, he's like taboo on the Brady Bunch. I think if he's touching you, you're bad luck.
I think that's true. Let's
Yeah.
keep watching that throughout the rest of the season.
Yeah. So you mentioned John just now. Let's do his game. Chad versus Middendorf.
Yeah.
I like Chad to win by about 9. He's averaging 7 more per game. I don't see any reason for that to change. Well, one reason that could change is Lamar. Lamar's the X factor here. He could easily give John enough to get the victory.
God, Lamar with 38, 67, 59 points. I think he's got a total of about 12 touchdowns. That guy is amazing.
Yeah.
But I got to say, when I look at John's skill players, I wonder if he auto drafted, because looking at those players, I don't think they look like starters in our league.
No, no, there is some, maybe one of his kids. His kids got a hold of it. Does he have
Yeah,
great? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on
maybe
there.
Kelly. Well, I don't. Maybe it was
Yeah,
Kelly.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's how she got him this year.
I know. I'm gonna pick. I'm gonna pick John to cover. You know what? I'm just gonna pick John to win. Lamar Jackson covers a multitude of sins, and I'm gonna pick the Pharisees.
Wow. I got Chad.
Again.
But what we really care about, game of the week.
Game of the week.
Game of the week. We got 2 3-0 teams. We got 2 division winners. Shane versus Brandon, both 3-0. I like Shane to win by about 8.
Oh my gosh. Okay, you're taking Shane to cover the 6.5. I look at these two teams, and I'm way more excited for Josh Allen than I am Kyler Murray. Brandon is going to be glued to his TV at that 3 o'clock for us, 4 o'clock for him, kickoff of Kyler Murray versus his team, Christian McCaffrey. What an exciting game that's going to be for him. This is the game of the week. 2 undefeated teams, the only 2 undefeated teams playing one another. I'm going to take, I got to go with Josh Allen. I think also I'm going to take the Russell Sweat Sox, Shane Cowherd, even though Shane does not, as we all understand, know how to change his lineup, nor that there's a free agent auction every week on Wednesday and Saturday. Don't tell him he's good enough already. If he figures that out, it might be over.
Look, Jason, if he picks up a free agent, it means he made a mistake in the draft. That didn't happen.
No, you're exactly right.
Brandon's off to a great start. His team is great, but I can't pick against Josh Allen. He's 63 pass attempts last week. What are you going to do? Too many chances.
63 pass attempts in 1 week.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I think next week we should have Brandon on, ask him about where his head's at during that game. That should be. Oh, we should have had Chad on when we talked about his. Oh man, look at the time.
Yeah, it's late.
Jason, we got to go. Well, sorry, Chad. We'll have you on. We'll have you on some other time, Chad. I'm so sorry. This has gone way too long.
Yeah, we can catch him another week, and I think it's time for sign off.
Yep. Thanks, guys. Have a good night.